how's it going? So, good fight this weekend. One fight that's sort of going under the radar. Oscar Valdez versus Navarrete. So Navarrete is undefeated. I'm not sure on his exact record, but he's undefeated. He's scored a lot of knockouts. He's looked impressive. He's had a couple of very impressive performances, such against Isaac Dogbo, where he stopped him. Nobody's stopped Dogbo before. Navarrete is he's a come forward fighter, throws a lot of punches. That's basically his game. He looks to overwhelm you, power in both hands. He's a bit unorthodox, a bit unusual. He'll throw an uppercut from far away. He's not afraid to mix it up. He's not afraid to throw unorthodox punches. So he's a bit different, entertaining to watch. And of course, he comes forward, he comes to knock out his opponents. So that's what we want to see. Oscar Valdez, I believe his only losses to Shakur Stevenson, where he was outboxed. He has had another controversial fight against Conceição, where a lot of people thought Conceição won the fight, but Valdez got the decision. Two Mexicans here. It's going to be a war. It's going to be like with Spence Crawford. There's a lot of pride in this one. There's a lot of pride in this fight. So I expect these guys to really come out and go to war. Really put everything into this fight. It's a hard one to pick. It's an interesting fight because Navarrete is actually the underdog, which surprised me. The bookies have Oscar Valdez as the favourite, but Navarrete is the undefeated fighter. He's looked very good, right? He's had a couple of not so good performances. Last time out he didn't look great. I think he got dropped once or twice in his last fight, but then he came back. He battled back and dropped his opponent, beat up his opponent after he was hurt earlier in the fight. Valdez is the favourite. Valdez, for me, he's sort of up and down. Sometimes he doesn't look too good. He didn't look too good in his last fight. Like I said, against Conceição, I thought he lost that fight. But then he's put on some very good performances as well, such as against Burchout, right? Everyone thought that Burchout was going to win that fight. I think he was undefeated, Burchout, and Valdez just really outboxed him and then landed some hellacious punches to stop him. That was a great performance by Valdez. So it's hard to say how this fight's going to go. Is Valdez going to be? Is that Valdez, that version of him, going to turn up? The one that beat Burchout? Is that Valdez going to turn up and put on a performance, or is the average Valdez going to turn up? I think definitely a good version of him is going to turn up for this fight. As I say, both Mexicans, we know two Mexicans get together, they're going to have a war. Typically, anyway. Barrera Morales, Barrera Marquez Diaz. When these guys get together, that's normally a great fight. It's normally a war. So hopefully we get that. But yeah, the question for me is Navarrete good enough defensively and quick enough to get, to really get to Valdez? Because we saw with Valdez when he fought Burchell was just too slow. Burchell, even though a volume puncher, he was too slow to get to Valdez, and Valdez just, destroyed him. So that's a question for me. I don't know if Navarrete has the speed and know how to really get to Valdez and dominate the fight, because that's what he likes to do, right? He likes to get to his opponents and overwhelm them. So it'll be interesting to see. I am going to go with Navarrete though. I'm going to pick him. I think he'll outwork Valdez. I think he will get to Valdez. I don't think he'll stop him. Valdez, both these guys actually, they're very tough. Both guys have a chin. Both guys are tough. Both guys have been hurt and fought to the end. Obviously neither has been stopped. But yeah, I'm going to pick Navarrete to outwork Valdez and get the upset here. Let me know what you think.